Hey guys! Okay, so I wanted to do this earlier, and I'm gonna be honest with you, my hair did not look any better. I skipped out on a wash, and I am paying for it. I could not find my dry shampoo when I need it the most, and then I spilled ketchup on my shirt. But anyways, oh yeah, but I did get this adorable shirt for $2.50. I mean, I didn't pay for it. Mole did because I'm broke. Um, but look at it. It's got a bow and it's got little Christmas lights tangled in the antlers. I'm sorry. It was originally $5, but Dollar General had it for half off. I love getting things like after Christmas, like Christmas things after Christmas, just because everything is just half price or even 75% off. Bless you. Bless you. You're welcome. But, and that's just like the time to get things. And I saw these little tiny ornaments for $1. And then, like, I think the ornament hangers were the same. And I was just like, look, little tiny ornaments, which would be perfect for a tiny trees, but a little tiny tree. But you know, I was already getting the shirt, so I didn't want to push it. you know. But anyways, um, I have come up with 25 school hacks, I guess you could call them. They're really just tips. Um, because school is coming back and like it's getting back in session. At least for me in a couple weeks. So, you know, these are some tips that can help you second semester, well, any semester actually, and some of them are really more helpful towards the beginning of the first semester. But here goes. Okay, so everywhere there are these EOS DIYs for erasers or USB flash drives. And let me tell you, do not use regular Elmer's glue. Do not use Elmer's anything glue. Because if it's a school product, a school item, supply that you are using, you are going to want to need it to last. So I suggest using E6000 and letting it dry overnight. And E6000, where's my tube? E6000 comes in these little tubes. Well, not little. I mean, they come in these tubes, and they also have smaller sizes. That's what I was thinking. They have smaller sizes, and I think they have bigger sizes as well. And they're pretty inexpensive. And E6000 is an industrial strength craft glue. So, and you really only need a little bit. As you see, I've only used it a little bit in the time that I've had it, just because, to be honest, I don't really do a lot of crafting lately. Um, but or if you're in a time crunch, I suggest hot glue, just because it has a stronger bond than regular glue and it has a faster drying time. So buy your pencils in bulk, because let me tell you, so many of my friends. This doesn't normally happen to me because my OCD, like, I thrive on being prepared. So I mean, like, prepared for anything. So I just get like way more pencils than I actually need, and you can ask my mom for confirmation on that because she's always nagging at me how many pencils I have. I had 72 left over from last year, and I know because I took inventory. So anyways. So, buy your pencils in bulk in those giant packs. So, that, like, even go to Costco. I've never been to Costco, so I don't know if they have, like, whole big like like pencils. Um, and I've only ever been to Sam's Club like 5 times when I was in foster care, and I don't know what, and that was in like 2004, so I don't exactly remember or even know what they have now. But buy your pencils in bulk so you're not, starting in mid-August and end up scrounging around for a stick of lead to write with, like the stick of lead itself to write with by the end, well, by early September, because that has happened to so many of my friends. Um, I've always said that I'm the school supply store just because, like, whenever my friends ask, I'm always like giving out pencils, and because I have so many, I never typically ask for them back, which kind of hurts because sometimes I forget to refill my pencil because I always replace the pencil that I gave out when I get home. Um, so I end up just like taking out the stick of lead, giving them the pencil, and just writing with a little stick of lead with a tiny eraser stuck to the top, and the teacher's like, "Do you need a pencil?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." So, anyways, okay, so girls, always have a makeup case in hand, just because there are always going to be that moment, like those moments where the cute boy walks by and you're just like, and you want to look good when that happens, or you'll see your crush, and you just didn't have the time. You even skipped breakfast, like you didn't have the time to put on makeup because it was already like 9 in the morning and you were supposed to be at school by 7:30. That has happened to me several times. So, always have a makeup case in hand that has your beauty essentials or your backup makeup, because I always have at least 3 or 4 lip glosses in mine. And it's also a good place to keep your pencils and pens and just about anything else. Um, sorry. I use this, and it was given to me as a present from Dylan's family. If you've never seen the videos where I include this and explain it every single time. And here I have my most favorite lip glosses. Let me see here. I have at least one big hair tie, and then I have my small hair ties, and I have the little roll in here just because it fits and keeps them organized. I have some Sharpies in here. I even have a Tide stain stick, and I have my mascara, a compact mirror that I got for $1 in the Christmas section, and I keep my during school. I keep my pencils in here. I always have at least 2 pens in here because I mostly write with pens, and I also have my flash drive and 2 Band-Aids. Again, I like to be prepared for anything. Um, so that's what I use. And it has my name on it. Well, not my name, but my initial on it. It has Dylan's name on it. Um, and no, I did not write that. I cannot do it like a Disney D like that. So, anyways, okay. So another thing, it's also a good place to keep your phone in. Like if you have a makeup bag or a makeup case, it's good to keep your phone in there because a lot of people at my school, a lot of girls especially, they keep their phones in their binders, and they keep it in the pocket of their binders, and I'm talking about like the plastic binders. And oh my gosh, I cringe every single time, just like, why, why? Because it leaves the phone vulnerable to fall out and get smashed. It leaves it to be vulnerable to be smashed in the binder. It leaves the binder vulnerable for breakage. So do not hide your phone in your binder. And if you're a guy, hide it in your hoodie pocket, hide it in your pants pockets. Just do not hide it in those little plastic binders, especially. Oh yeah, because it'll also be more prone. Uh, to being exposed to the teacher, because the teacher will know, or at least wonder, why there's that big hump right in the middle of your binder when it's closed. Um, so anyways, um, if you, oh, okay, so, if you want a longer lasting binder, um, you can actually ditch the binder for an organizer like I do. They are cheaper, they last longer, they have more organizing pockets, and some of them have two pencil cases built in. Others do have one pencil case, but and some have none. It just choose on what you get, and I normally get all of mine from Target. So far, I've only gotten two, so why did I say all? But they last longer than my binders. I always had problems with binders because the rings would either break and do that thing where they either don't connect or they connect like way too far and they go past, or they would tear into the organizing pocket and I would have to duct tape it up. So I mean, has that ever happened to you? So, my hair. I was just so tired of that. So, during a Scholars Bowl meet night, Scholars Bowl meet, yeah, it was a meet. It was a competition meet. Um, I was skimming through Target and I found, like, I went through the office supply section like I always do through every store that has an office supply section. And I saw the organizer and I was just like, yes, and got it. Um, and I loved it so much that I got an organizer the next year. And if your school requires a binder with a strap, there are different ways to attach some sort of cord to an organizer. Um, so that would actually be a loophole around the school regulations. So, you know, and when you're going for hand sanitizer, I know that Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer smells so much better than Germ-X just because of the fact that they are scented and they have a variety of smells, but they actually cost. Actually, like that is believable, but they cost more money than Germ-X, and they have less. So, and either way, your hand sanitizer is going to dry out your hands because hand sanitizers have alcohol, and alcohol is a drying agent. But, I mean, of course, if you want your hands to smell all sweet and frilly and like strawberry kisses, like literally, that's actually a scent, and I know because my sister got it for me once. Wait, it was strawberry smooches. Okay, so anyways, um, for your main hand sanitizer that you want to carry around, I'd go with Germ-X. And, I mean, it's going to clean better, and the smell of Germ-X will wear off faster than the Bath and Body Works. So you can actually eat your food without smelling that artificial strawberry smooch that I'm pretty sure they didn't really mean it. But anyways, bring your lunch because when you bring your lunch, you have more control over what you're eating, and you don't have to wait in the long line. Plus, my school, with the way the locker schedules are, they'll let you have your lunch box this class before your lunch class, so you'll have access to snacks, so you don't have to wait as long for lunch, especially if your school does lunch schedules by like load. So you have like A, B, C, and D lunch, and you're like the last lunch. Um, so access to snacks. I mean, I get to bring like this humongous bag to carry different food supplies in, just because I have blood pressure issues that that could cause me to faint. And though typically when my blood pressure rises or drops, I get just really weak and it makes me more vulnerable and susceptible to seizures. So I get to carry this big bag around full of drinks and snacks and little Yeah, and just like foods in my lunch when I choose to bring it. So I mean, I do have that privilege, but I only okay, hold on. I only got to do that this year, so I know how it is. Um, only being able to bring a lunchbox, and let me tell you, I lost my pink lunchbox that was bigger and actually, you know, wasn't Tinkerbell. So I understand the struggles. Um, and also it's a way to hold your pencils and other supplies that you might need, and not just school supplies per se. Um, it can also hold your makeup, chilled lip gloss. Am I right? Um, I'm, I'm just saying that because uh, whenever I would put my makeup in my lunchbox, it would always get cold because of the cold water bottle or drink that I would always have. So, anyways, so yeah, bringing your lunch has so many advantages. Um, so buy a backup pair of earphones. And if you go for the more expensive pair of earphones, just because more expensive pair are more reliable, go for the $5 Maxwell earphones, because the $5 Maxwell earphones are just as good. They're just a little bit big on my ears. I don't know how big your ears are. But they do work pretty well, and they are only $5, so they are a pretty good backup pair. And especially since you wouldn't be using them all the time, and I suggest to keep them somewhere safe, um, just in case you don't even open them until you need to use them. Um, get pencil grips, because the way pencils are made, I think they're octagonal, and they're angled that way with 8 different sides, so that they don't roll around as much, which they do anyways, let's face it. Um, but and the way they are, because they are angled that way, they are, well, they cause blisters more uh than any round utensil would. So buy pencil grips, because they are a really good investment. I think you can get like 12 a pack, and put them on at least 2 pencils and 2 pens, and you are set. Um, and also, going with pens, go for the cheaper and larger quantity pack pens, like the 10 packs of pins with caps. Because, like, personally for me, I think that pins with caps are more safer, because I don't know what it is, but like every time I have like a click pin, oh, I get so nervous because I'm like, what is keeping the ink from drying out there? And so like I know that regular pen caps have holes, but I don't know. But the cheaper pens work really well. I mean, compared to the Inkjoy pens that I've had and the regular uh standard Papermate pens with the caps, I really do prefer the ones with the caps. Um, Mole really loves Inkjoy. I got hooked on using Inkjoy pens, but I really love the cat pens. I really love how good they work. And that they are cheaper, so that's a bonus. And for the girls, a makeup tip. Um, when like most of my friends actually do prefer the matte look, so they go for matte lipsticks. My friend Destiny hates lip glosses. Um, it like she doesn't hate them with a passion. I don't think like Bunny does. Bunny Meyer, also known as Graveyard Girl. But to avoid chapped lips while wearing matte lipstick, because when you have chapped lips and you're putting on matte lipstick, it tends to break in color. So to avoid that, just apply your shimmeriest, uh, like most moist lip gloss about 30 minutes before you apply the matte lipstick, to moisten your lips just a bit, and you'll be good to go. Because I'm pretty sure, like, even if you don't have chapstick or lip balm, there has been one moment, or at least, or 2 moments, where you have tried this lip gloss that you like you were really hoping to like, and you just, it wasn't as matte as you would have liked it. But I mean, you could wear it if you had to. And I'd go for that. I made that one for you, Destiny. Always have some sort of activity handy at school, because if you get work finished, like, um, if you get work finished early a lot, like I tended to do in some classes, not all of them, because a lot of classes I was just like, what are we even doing right now? But there were a lot of classes where I would just finish early, or I would absolutely have nothing to do. So, I'm not gonna say like that you have to bring a book, because I know that many people aren't too keen on reading. I mean, I love reading a book. The only problem with that is because there's not enough time in the class. But bring an activity. I started the activity that I was always having was working on the Days of Our Lives storyline. I just printed it off what I had and just continued it on paper, so I could always be working on it. So that way you don't have to have the option of referring back to your work, going over. Oh, I hated having to pretend to do that. Um, I mean, I am a good student, but let's face it, when you are bored and trying not to fall asleep, do you really want to be looking at your work, at the work that you just agonized through? No, you do not. That is the answer. Um, Refer to Ned Bigby. Um, I know that sounds a little silly, but Ned Bigby from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide had a lot of useful tips actually when dealing with certain social situations and dealing with school preparedness. And there's actually a website that I found, which I will try to find the website and link it down in the description. But there's actually a website that lists every single tip that he has ever given, and I think it's a Nick based website. So I will again like try to find the link and send it. Well, I mean, and like put it down in the description box. But anyways, to avoid running out of those new awesome fire, dare I say, new clothes too soon, match a new piece of clothing to an old piece of clothing. And I actually got this idea from Zendaya. Um, when she was giving advice once in a magazine, and someone had asked that question. So match an old piece of clothing with a new, and vice versa, whichever way you want to put it. Sorry, I put this all on pieces of paper because I knew I would forget it. Go for mechanical pencils, just because most people these days actually do use mechanical pencils, and unless of course you got my friends that are struggling and they're using those wooden pencils. Wooden pencils are usually used as a last resort. And with wooden pencils, you have to have a pencil sharpener. And let me tell you, plastic pencil sharpeners are so easy to break. And I have had this problem every time. Hey, Pooh Hey, baby. Come here. My baby. Say hi. He has so dry skin. If I even like scratch him in the lightest, he will like you're gonna stay up here with me. Um, he will just like start. But anyways, I have broken like nearly every single plastic pencil sharpener I have ever had. It is ridiculous. And when you have to go up in the in the front of the class, or even in the back of the class, and start up that electrical sharpener. um, you okay? You okay? Okay. It is such a distraction to the other students, and then like the teacher gets on you for like staying up there too long, because you want that so sharp you can stab someone if they cross you sharp pencil. Um, so like you just get called on the spot right there. So to avoid that, just get mechanical pencils, and lead refills are like really inexpensive actually. So for girls, always pack your essentials in your makeup bag because let me tell you, you're gonna need them and you're gonna need them close. So, also always have a little body spray just in case you forget deodorant. Um, Even though body spray doesn't exactly, doesn't exactly, uh, replace deodorant, it will mask most of the smell of your pit stink. Um, Keep dry shampoo in your bathroom for when you forget to wash it the night before and you are on a time crunch. Because let me tell you, dry shampoo can be a lifesaver in many ways, which is ironic because I cannot find mine today. So, always have something that inspires you around, or at least a picture of it, to avoid a huge mental breakdown. So, I mean, if you have something or someone that truly inspires you, have a reminder of them around, so you have something that will motivate you to complete the day without thinking about committing yourself to an insane asylum. You okay? You okay? Okay. Yeah, he's okay, but he needs water. Yeah, baby, you can go now. I'll set you free. Keep mints handy. Mints come in a bigger quantity than gum, and they don't have the crinkling that your friends and classmates will automatically just like know and recognize. So, when you open a mint, they're not just like, can I have a piece? Like, I would always feel obligated to give a piece just because I didn't want them to snitch on me. But I realized that it's not about that. So, well, I guess in my case it is. But, always have mints handy, and they're more, powerful than gum, if you get icebreakers. And, they also last longer. And, also the way you have to suck on a mint, it is similar to sucking on a Jolly Rancher. So you have that same motion. It's just in a minty flavor. Also, buy folders instead of tab dividers because folders have a like you sorry. Folders are more recognizable and they have they're better to keep your things organized, and folders are cheaper and more durable than tab dividers, and you can also label them more easily, and their colors, because most tab dividers tend to be clear and plastic, the sturdier ones. So folders are tend to be all one color, so that you can get colors that stand out and be color coded. Also, don't keep a lot of essentials in your locker because with your locker schedule, any locker schedule, you might not really have enough time to go to your locker every time you need something. Or you might not be anywhere near your locker. So always keep most of your essentials near you, either in your hoodie pockets, in your binders, or in your makeup bag. Always, and girls always have a pad or tampon handy, at least two pads because that's what I use. Just because I cannot handle like, no, I cannot handle the uncertainty. No, um, because you never know when it's going to happen, and even if it's not happening for you, it could be going on for your friend, and you want to be that friend helps them, saves them for this tough time. And lastly, always keep a little snack handy because when you are hungry, you are either cranky and agitated, or you are really weak, or you are both. So always keep just a little snack handy, even if it's a little granola bar. And I choose Quaker because they also have like little chocolate chips in them, so you have that candy and sweetness effect. So yeah. So I'm sorry this was so long. I used to be such a fast talker, actually, and then my friends tried to convince me to talk slower, and they actually, why did I say tried? They convinced me to talk slower. So yeah. Anyways, so I hope these tips were helpful to you, and I hope you have a fantabulous day. What am I? Oh, that's my key. Okay. So yeah. Okay, bye. Oh my gosh.